Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for issue 1, was it 188? Yeah, 188 this month for The Walking Dead. I really enjoyed it again. Like I've been saying every month, I really like the storyline, personally. I don't know, I'm really into it. I feel like Michonne and Rick definitely seem like the bad guys here, and I hope that's on purpose. Some of the things that, that Kirkman said in the, letter hacks, like, I think it was Kirkman said in the letter hacks, like, technically Dwight is a loose cannon stuff, have me questioning it, but I like that a lot of the letters that were sent in were basically expressing the same thing, like, Michonne's totally off the deep end, totally a evil, bad character, and she really, a lot of people were like, man, she really deserves to die at this point, which is a bit extreme, but yeah, I can't really see myself forgiving Michonne at this point. She's like, really become pretty evil at this point. But now that we're further than 30 seconds into the video, which is I think the length of time you're not allowed to say any bad words for, they might demonetize you, I will get started by saying these bitch ass guards in this first scene, fuck George, fuck all of them. All they had to do was stick behind Mercer. They had the numbers, just shut Lance up, go along with your plans, but no, they all bitch out. My man Mercer gets arrested. Unfair. Just, oh man, these bitch ass guards. Heated. Did my boy Mercer wrong. We jump to the hilltop. We see that Maggie is concerned about the Commonwealth, and Brianna tells her, you've been a good leader all this time, just trust your instincts. If you think something's up, do what you gotta do. And that might not be good, because what Maggie thinks she has to do could be steamrolling into this place with an army. Sadiq's group runs into Princess on their way to the Commonwealth, and Princess just tries to run away, but they get cut off by zombies, taking Jesus and Carl off their horses. But Princess comes back for the save and hides with Carl and Jesus for a bit. We get to see Mercer in prison, and he actually gives a pretty level-headed reason to Pamela, where he's like, I've been working for you this whole time, risking my life again and again and again, and you've never once cared at all that I could have died 1,000,000 times for you while you're running this place into the ground, kind of. And even if you aren't running it into the ground, you're going to leave it to your dumbass son, who is definitely going to run it into the ground. So it is a pretty reasonable complaint, I feel, that he gave her, but she figuratively clutches her pearls. And then when I was taking notes and I saw she was literally wearing pearls, I was like, oh my god. But, yeah, she figuratively clutches her pearls, like, how dare the commoners talk back to me. Like, everything he said was entirely true. But then the soldiers that are protecting the rail yard get sent back to the Commonwealth. We learn later what happens there, but I'll get to it when I get to it. Oh gosh, lost my place? No, I'm back. Okay, so Michonne and Rick, we have a scene with them. They are very stupid. Or not Michonne, really. More Rick. Rick is very stupid. So, and again, I hope it's meant to be written that way, but I don't know that it is, because Michonne lays out that, yeah, this has been happening for years, this has been building, and Dwight kind of sped it up, which wasn't cool, and Rick's like, oh, it's Laura's doing, where's Laura? Which is really stupid. It's clear that all of this was going to happen anyway. Like, I don't really see how you can blame Dwight. Dwight was right. I don't see how you can blame Laura. Laura is right. But Michonne's not stupid, she's just kind of selfish. Michonne understands what's going on here, what the people are thinking. She's just on the wrong side. She understands what the people are going through. She's just decided that she wants a nice apartment more than she cares about all the people that have been there for her, and also the innocent people living in the Commonwealth. So she's kind of a selfish asshole, not really stupid. Rick is stupid. Rick's kind of been off his rocker since the Whisperer War, though. So, I mean, even before Andrea died, Rick's been kind of just too senile to lead. Dwight was right all along. So Laura then confronts George. I don't get George's game. I don't know if he really cares about Mercer, but he thought that this wasn't the time, or what's going on here. But it seemed like all the guards were like, yo, what was that about, George? Shouldn't we have stood up for him? And George was like, no. So I don't get the game he's playing here. Princess then vaguely tells Carl and Jesus about the situation in the Commonwealth. Like, she is not very specific on any of the bad things happening at all. She's incredibly vague. But Carl convinces her to go with them to the Commonwealth. And they all head back there, but Aaron, Dante, and Sadiq done fucked it all up. They have possibly killed Eugene here, and Stephanie. But we don't know, maybe Eugene and Stephanie get the train running and stuff, and are able to escape this way. So, general thoughts on it now that I've run through it. Bitch soldiers. Bitch soldiers. Man, they screwed my boy Mercer over. I love Princess. Princess's character has been great. So yeah, I freaking love Princess. I am full team Mercer and Laura. Everything they have said has been right. Especially what Mercer just quickly said to Pamela here is totally and completely right. Whereas Michonne and Rick, Michonne knows what's going on, but she's totally in the wrong. And Rick just seems like a confused old man. He had that one good scene where he was talking to Dwight and saying, no, I know this, but we need to do this. But in general, Rick has seemed to have had very little grip on the actual situations around him. He's been kind of out of control, and I think this could all be leading up to Rick eventually dying. Everybody's been saying, something huge going to happen in 200, it'll probably be Rick dying. I could see that happening at this point, especially with the way they're building up Carl, which is another point for this chapter. Carl has been built up even more, so Carl could really step up as a main character, given that Michonne and Rick could very well both die during this arc. And I think fans, judging from the comments on the chapters I've seen, on discussions online, and in addition to the discussions online, seeing what went on in the letter hacks, I don't think fans would be that upset to see Michonne die. And Rick at this point, I think, could totally die. Leave things in the future up to Carl as a main character, because hopefully Carl doesn't side with Rick and Michonne, despite Rick being his father. Hopefully Carl realizes, oh, this is some bullshit, and sides with Mercer. So we'll see what happens. Or at least is able to say, Dad, you're wrong about this. I'm not saying, just totally go to war with him or anything. I'm saying, just say to Rick and Michonne, what are you two doing? Be the voice of reason. Be like, what on earth are you two doing? Are you insane? So yeah, hopefully Carl can sort of take over, maybe take over his main character here. Now, what else? This could also lead to Eugene or Stephanie, since we think that, they could be dying, there's this herd coming toward them. Maybe this leads to them showing up as the main characters are trying to escape the Commonwealth when it's gone to shit. They could just pull up in the train and be like, hop on, we're going to Alexandria on this train somehow. So they could come in for the save at some point in some way later on, either one of them. And if Stephanie does die, that could lead Eugene to blame Sadiq, because we saw that Sadiq was the one that Rosita had slept with and had gotten pregnant by, but she was already dead, so Eugene's like, whatever, it's fine, I'll just put it behind me. But now if Stephanie dies, and it's because of Sadiq's group, Eugene could really be pissed off at Sadiq and blame him for what goes on here. But yeah, as an issue, I loved it, and I would give it 9 failed coups out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun to read and all that. And I really like this arc. I think the story's really cool, really deep, and there's a lot to discuss with it. So either way, that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this issue, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more Walking Dead. I do live reactions and reviews for the comics each month. And then also at the end of the season, I'm going to do a video on the show as a season, because that's what people said they wanted. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord, then just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.